After nearly a fortnight of raging flames that engulfed close to 5,000 acres of forest areas in the Nilgiris in Tamil Nadu, including the Wenlock Downs area of Parsons Valley, Pykara, Mudhumalai Tiger Reserve, and Masinagudi in the Nilgiris, Forest Department officials are finally able to contain the major blaze. The Forest Department officials say that the fire in these ecologically sensitive zones was triggered by multiple factors that have not yet been identified. This includes transmission lines, dry vegetation, high temperature, and low humidity, while high speed winds acted as catalysts. The fire that erupted in these hills on April 15th threatened the Mudhumalai Tiger Reserve and the larger Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, a critical habitat for tigers, elephants, and countless bird species. Forest officers also tell us that invasive species make it difficult for them to dig out the debris and to douse the fire that is beneath these plants.
The major reason why the spread was so rapid was because we had a lot of fuel load in these areas, and there was extremely high wind velocity this season that we have experienced, and extremely high temperatures also. So this year in the plateau we are experiencing almost temperatures as high as 28 degrees Celsius, which is very high as per Nilgiri's standards. Other than these two fires, we had fire in Udagai North Range, which is abutting the Masinugudi division, which is the buffer of Mudhumalai Tiger Reserve. So it was spreading towards the Singara range of Mudhumalai. People from various other divisions of the state also helped us to ensure that it doesn't spread further. There was also help and support from SDRF and from the fire and rescue department. So thankfully it was curtailed there, it didn't spread further.
In 2021, the Nilgiris experienced 14 forest fire incidents with significant damage in the Wenlock Downs area from 8 fires. However, the rains later brought some respite. In 2022, there were comparatively fewer fire incidents, including 8 incidents in the summer. By 2023, these fire incidents had risen to more than 25, including 17 in Wenlock Downs. By early April 2024, the Nilgiris had seen 37 fires, including a significant incident in March. Multiple fires broke out across Nilgiris and Mudhumalai last year too. After March 2024, the current fire incident is the largest that the region has experienced, and it appears far worse. The Forest Department officials say the drop in temperature and summer showers help in controlling such fire incidents. However, this year, since April 15th, the rescue and firefighting efforts had to be scaled up because there are no summer showers this year. What made the difference in containing this massive fire that was multi layered was the rescue and firefighting operations on a war footing. While the fire has been largely contained, the underground fire continues to be a risk that might ignite fresh blaze. Over 500 personnel, including Forest Department staff, Tamil Nadu Fire and Rescue Services staff, State Disaster Response Force, and National Disaster Response Force teams were mobilized from across districts like Coimbatore, Salem, Dindigul, and Erode. On the ground, they used fire beaters and strategically lit controlled counterfires to create fire breaks and stop the blaze from spreading further, despite the treacherous hilly terrain.
We tried multiple ways to stop it, but we couldn't curtail it, we couldn't contain it. So finally, what we decided was to ensure that we made a big fire line, and the fire should not cross that fire line. That was the strategy that we finally adopted.
When ground efforts alone proved insufficient against the uphill surge, aerial intervention was also called in. The Indian Air Force deployed 2 helicopters from Sulur Air Force Station for Bambi Bucket operations, repeatedly scooping thousands of liters of water from nearby water reservoirs like Pykara, Emerald, and Moya dams and dousing the flames from above. Though the high velocity winds grounded the choppers at times, the combined ground and air operations has finally brought the main fire under control.
Meanwhile, we thought that if we can get support from Indian Air Force also, it would be very helpful to douse the fire. Instead of waiting for the fire to come to the fire line, we thought let's try to douse it also. Let both strategies go side by side. So we took help of Indian Air Force also for the Parsons Valley fire. So they took water from Pykara Lake, and it was aerially it was splashed on the target area. But there was a very high wind velocity, so it had some impact definitely, but we still had to rely on the fire line also.
The assessment of the full damage is still underway, and mop up operations continue to prevent flare ups. There is a risk of new blaze because of the underground fire. No human or wildlife casualties have been reported so far, but the ecological loss is significant and large stretches of dry, deciduous forest have been destroyed, raising fears of increased human animal conflict in the coming months. Locals also tell us that these forest fires are a risk for their livelihood, and increased animal human conflict also poses a risk to their life.
எங்களுக்கு பாதிப்பு தான் பாப்பா. நாங்கள் வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஃபாரஸ்ட் ஏரியா பக்கம் ஒட்டி இருக்கிறோம். அதனால் மிருகங்கள் இப்போ சுற்றி பயிரானதுனால அது ஊருக்குள்ளேயே வருது. எங்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு இல்லை, சேஃப்டி இல்லை. எங்கள் வீட்டுக்குள்ளே நாங்கள் சேஃப்டியாக இருக்கிறது மட்டும்தான், வெளியே எங்களுக்கு சேஃப்டி இல்லை. லைட்டு எல்லாம் தெரு லைட்டெல்லாம் இருக்குது, இருந்தாலுமே அது நாங்கள் ஃபாரஸ்ட் ஏரியா ஒட்டி இருக்கிறதுனால செடிங்கோ எல்லாம் இருக்கிறதுனால அது உள்ளே வர்றதுக்கு வெளியே ஊருக்குள்ளே வர்றதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது.
இப்போ வந்துட்டு ஒரு வாட்டி ஃபயர் ஆகும்போது ஏதாச்சும் இதுக்கு முன்னாடி இந்த அளவுக்கு ஃபயர் ஆயிருக்கா?
இல்லை, எங்களுக்கு கொஞ்சம் விவரம் தெரிஞ்ச வரைக்கும் இவ்வளோ ஃபயர் ஆனதில்லை. இப்போ ரொம்ப ஃபயர்.
The forest officers also dug up trenches to control the spread of the fire, but the high velocity winds were adding to the problem.